Also at 6, more fallout in the Karen Reed mistrial. Today, the governor and the head of the state police weighed in on Trooper Michael Proctor. He is the lead investigator in the case who has now been relieved of duty. He also drew pretty heavy criticism after his testimony revealed a series of vulgar texts he sent about Reed. We have team coverage for you tonight at 6. We want to begin with NBC 10 investigator Kathy Curran. She's joining us in the newsroom with what the governor and state police had to say about Trooper Proctor. Kathy.
Well, Priscilla, Proctor has been relieved of his duties while the internal investigation into his conduct continues. That means he's not actively working. He's still a member of the department and getting paid, but that could very well change.
Misconduct in any way, shape, or form of the Massachusetts State Police will not be tolerated.
Massachusetts State Police Colonel Jack Mon taking a strong stance against the actions of Trooper Michael Proctor during his investigation of Karen Reed, who's accused of hitting her former boyfriend, John O'Keefe, with her car and killing him. Proctor sent vulgar and demeaning texts about Reed to his family, friends, and fellow troopers.
She's a whack job.
I condemn those comments in the strongest terms possible.
Testimony revealed the detective was also familiar with several of the witnesses. The case ended in a mistrial, and for this trooper, a fall from grace.
Trooper Proctor, Kathy Curran from NBC 10. We'd like to ask you some questions. Do you think your actions impacted the outcome of the trial?
Get off of our lawn. Right?
I'm not on your lawn. I'm on the street.
Proctor graduated from the State Police Academy in 2014 and moved on to work as a detective in the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. Last year, he was paid $146,000, almost $37,000 in overtime. But Proctor's fate with the department will be determined by an internal investigation and the state's Post Commission, which oversees police misconduct. Sources tell us Proctor is also part of a federal probe looking into the handling of the Reed case.
Should he be fired?
This was the right move to remove him. There is a process, so we have to wait for that process to go forward.
Proctor's behavior, the latest of a long trail of scandals within Massachusetts State Police, eroding public trust. Troopers accused of taking bribes for commercial driver's licenses. Others convicted of stealing overtime for shifts they never worked, and many more.
Colonel, how can you earn the public's trust when it just seems like there's scandal after scandal after scandal?
We need to work very hard to engage the public in a more meaningful way so that we can understand what it is that we need to do and where we want to go in order to maintain trust, build trust, and in some cases regain it.
And we asked about any action being taken against Proctor's supervisors. The colonel said they're continuing to investigate. Trooper Proctor will have a hearing to determine his work status during the internal affairs investigation. His car, gun, and gear have been taken away, which is standard practice. We reached out to Proctor's lawyer, but never heard back. Kathy Curran, NBC 10 investigators.
Kathy, thank you. And this afternoon, the union representing the state police released a statement about the trial and Trooper Proctor. It reads in part, quote, "It is our understanding that this discipline came as a result of the troopers' private text message exchanges that were made public during the trial. We also understand that it has no relationship to salacious allegations of cover-ups, collusion, or conspiracies offered by the defense." It goes on to say, quote, "We must be clear that we do not condone the language used in the text messages presented as evidence during the trial," unquote.
Now, many are wondering, what would a second Karen Reed trial look like? Our team coverage continues with Kirsten Glavin. She's live in Dedham tonight with some insight into that. Good evening, Kirsten.
Good evening, Glenn. We've been speaking with legal experts, asking some of the bigger questions. For example, would Trooper Proctor have to testify in a retrial? And to that question, the answer was most likely. All eyes on what's next as the first Karen Reed murder trial comes to a close with a retrial now on the horizon.
I think they have a lot at stake here reputationally to continue forward with this prosecution.
The Norfolk District Attorney's Office announcing they will move forward prosecuting this case again. Law experts say they could also change which charges Reed will face.
I could see, for example, maybe them deciding not to go forward with the second-degree murder, just the other two charges, if they thought that would help their chances of getting a conviction or make it an easier, cleaner trial.
Experts say state prosecutors will also likely have a tighter, cleaner case, knowing exactly what to expect from Reed's defense with time to prepare.
There may be a different approach to trying the case, so perhaps there'll be much fewer witnesses or they'll be in a different organization.
But will any of it make a difference? Some factors are guaranteed, like sky-high costs and unwavering public interest. But at the end of the day, the biggest change will be the jury.
Every jury is different. They're just of average people from all walks of life, and you never know what the makeup's going to be or what their personalities are going to be. And that's why there's always a chance of getting a different result when you retry a case and with just a totally different cast of characters.
Now, there is a status hearing scheduled for July 22nd, where both the defense and prosecution will sit down with the judge, look at schedules, and determine what's next. We're live here in Dedham tonight. I'm Kirsten Glavin, NBC 10 Boston.
Kirsten, thank you. Stay with us for the latest on the fallout from yesterday's mistrial. J.C. Monahan and I will bring you another episode of Canton Confidential, the Karen Reed murder trial. That's tonight at 7, right here on NBC 10 Boston.